What's up, Dean? Sear Performance. We are still knocking out Jim's Chevelle. Had a panic moment, but resolved it. I didn't think it came with a light kit until I found it on the bench, but it did. So happy to say the bulkhead is in. It's all sealed up. I depinned everything out of it, which I think I did that yesterday. I've been really messed up with videos and got them a bunch out of order, but this is all the extra wire. There's a few in here, but I depinned what I didn't need, like the coil, water temp, oil pressure. I depinned them out of the bulkhead, so they're not just extra wires because we can't do anything with them. I left the big pink ignition for now. Well, I'm gonna leave it because it's ignition feed, so I'll end up using that probably to trigger the Dominator. But anyway, so I got that in and I got it loomed with the heat shrink, how I always do, both sides. So I split the harness off. This is to the wiper motor, which you can see I got all the plugs on and everything. Which I figured out my crimpers for these style. You could actually see how it's crimped over on the wire, on the insulation, and then the other half of it is crimped over on the actual wire. So the heater goes all the way over. I gotta loom it, but I know there's gonna be more wires once I get this harness in. It has to come through, so I'm going to, I think the way that harness comes is like all taped up, like kind of like an OEM factory harness. So this wire has to go into that loom, but I'll untape it or I'll just loom over it and get that done. And then I went up in the Defender, came out. You can kind of see it way back there, and then you see it has a split there, which the split is also heat shrunk along with the branch, basically. So that comes over to the mega fuses that are in this kit, and then I wired them all up, kind of like that one there has the split. You can't really see it because phone sucks. Yeah, so you can see this side has heat shrink, and then the whole double has heat shrink over it. Then I got the headlights wired for the driver's side, the high beam, low beam. They're all wired up. The ground is on. I have to pull the front parking light and blinker up through here, and then put the wires with the new grommet for the side marker, because they don't give you the front. This front blinker is actually, the back side of it is actually an assembly. The bulb doesn't pop out. So to change the bulb, you take the lens off. So it's all one housing. It's all built in as one housing. So they don't give you that, but that's fine because you just go down, it has a plug on it. Then I came over all along up here. It's zip tied somewhere over here. It's zip tied right there. So it's got a zip tie there behind the radiator. So once the radiator is pulled back, the harness is gone. He doesn't have horns on the car, but I put a grommet in where the wire comes through so it doesn't mess up the wire. And I terminated for both horns, and I left them long because the horns mount here and here. They mount off to each side, so I left them a little long, which is fine. He could just, you know, zip tie up the little bit of extra. Then it continues tucked under there somewhere. No, there it is. It's there with a zip tie, and then it kind of drops down, which I'll have to pick it up like that. It needs to be picked up like that, and then I'll probably end up zip tying it up in here somehow, or just to this AC hose. Then I got the passenger side low beam, high beam. The ground is run to there, yep, to there. And then, oof, almost fell. I got the alternator feed run over to the bus bar, which I need to take it off and flip it to the bottom, get it out from being all tangled up. This loop right here, this one here, how it goes down below these, I need to get it out, so it's a little neater, but I got that. Then the starter solenoid wire is this one, and this goes to the starter. This is actually a battery feed up to the bus bars, so they go down and then the loom starts, which that's all heat shrink. So the solenoid trigger is loomed with the regular braided loom, and then both wires are covered in the heat sleeve with heat shrink, and it runs down into that little wire loom I put, crossed, and then straight back. I pulled the starter out, pulled the old wire off, put the new wires on it. The old wire is right here, and this is funny again. So this goes on the solenoid, which, you know, it's beat up, but you can see it's split. The terminal's actually split because it wasn't big enough, so it cut it and spread it. But then if you look, that's black from being burnt. It was pretty much laying against the header, which that's not good. So, you know, another issue found, but was being resolved anyways. So you can kind of see the red wire down in there. It's not anywhere near the header now. I don't know if I can stuff my phone far enough down in there. No. You can kind of see the purple color. There it is. So that's the end of it. And then the main battery cable is still there, which comes to right here. And I will crimp a new end onto that. So yeah, I got to do the blinker and side marker on this side. And then I also left the fan, electric fan. So this is a fused electric fan, which I'll take. It's on a 20 amp. I believe it's a 20 amp, which is way more than we need. I will take and I'll jumper this between two relays, and that'll be the key on for the relay, and then the dominator will actually trigger each relay. Probably fan one will come on like at a temp or with the AC compressor, and then fan two will come on at a little bit higher of a temp. He's got a massive radiator, so I think it'll be fine with just the one fan. They are cheap fans. I don't know what 80 watts is. I don't remember how to convert it. I know my buddy Bill told me how to convert it. You multiply volt times watt or something. I can't remember. No, you divide. I can't remember. That gives you the amperage on it. But I also went and put the big plugs on here. So that's done. He'll be able to disconnect the fans. I'm gonna zip tie this one here, and then I'll zip tie this one here. Have both lines run over to them, which will then run over to relays, which I'll keep close to the battery. You're supposed to run a fused battery to the relay, so I may buy like a little bus bar fuse panel, like a Busman fuse panel, for like direct battery feeds. I know I need to do one for the Holly and I think the transmission. Yeah, the transmission gets a battery power or key on. I think that gets key on. I can't remember now. But I know the Dominator gets key on and battery power. So I will most likely wire. I'm just trying to think. I don't want it to have any kind of noise interference. I think I'll be all right if I put a little a little bus bar over here with some fuses for the battery feeds. But yeah, so anyways, I haven't finished up the dashboard because waiting on that heater harness to come, and the rear harness I'll have done tomorrow, now that I got the front harness pretty much done. So I'll have that done. Plus, remember, I got to drop the tank. So I'll do all of that tomorrow. I'll drop the tank, build the bumper harness, and get it fed up. Build that plug. I believe there's a plug that goes inside the car to disconnect. Might go outside the car. I can't remember. But so as far as bumper to bumper, the car will be, I would say, 95% wired tomorrow as far as the chassis harness. And like I said, today is Tuesday. My videos are way behind. So this video will get put out Thursday. But just remember, whatever you're watching Thursday will be Tuesday, technically, that I'm working on it. And I got the yesterday I got the throttle. I don't know if I showed it. I got the throttle cable all worked out. The pedal actually acts real nice now. And I keep the fender cover on to put, yeah, and then I ding the hood. So that the cord don't scratch. I put my tools there, or I lay them here. But I normally pick all these up. But yeah, I think I got a good, throttle. That's what I showed. Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to push it. Yeah, I should be able to push it. No, I can't push it. I mean, I can, but I don't want to. But yeah, so the throttle goes full throttle now. I believe it goes full throttle. But it's way easier to push. Just taking this bracket and twisting it a hair. You can see now the cable rides more in the middle. Well, it rides nicer. It doesn't get snagged on that edge and try and tug itself down. Just a little tweak and rerouting the cable. The pedal is way smoother. So I got a good start. I pretty much could almost, yeah, technically I could throw the battery in and start testing everything, make sure it all works. The headlights, brake lights, obviously. I gotta wait. I have to get bulbs. All his brake light bulbs just shattered. As soon as they plucked them out, they all broke. So they're very brittle. So I gotta order brake lights, and then the little, like, I don't know what they are, 904 or something like that. I don't even know where they are now. They're in one of the bags. I don't know what happened to them. I think they might be in the fuse. Yeah. These are all the spare fuses. So that little bulb right there, whatever number that bulb is, there's no number on it. So it's all a guess. But I have to order all the bulbs. I'm just going to order them all. The side markers, the blinkers, the rear tail light, brake light, blinker, whatever is back there. Reverse lights. Where are the reverse lights? Oh, right there. So yeah, so you got tail, brake, turn, reverse. Oh yeah. So I gotta order all of those. But yeah, that's it for this one. Busting my butt, getting it done. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have all that finished up. I'll have a battery in it, and I'll be able to run through testing everything. And then I gotta, sorry about the hand, I gotta find a spot for the Dominator ECU. I poked around under the, like, putting it under the dashboard and stuff, and it's somewhat tight, but we'll see. But yeah, I appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified. Leave me a comment. Have a good day.